when you look at the history of humanity, it's basically this relationship between the two most complicated systems on Earth, human society and nature, and whether people have in fact lived in a good balance in that regard. And when they don't, they're gone. And at the end of the day, when we all talk about saving the environment, in a way it's misstated, because the environment is going to survive. We're the ones who may not survive, or we may survive in a world that we don't particularly want to live in.
What I hear in my dreams is generations in the future screaming back to us in time, saying, "What are you doing? Don't you see? We are at this critical point in time, and we've evolved to be the leaders of our biological community, and we are misleading. We are causing the devastation to our very foundation of our life system that has given us birth, and we are ultimately committing suicide."
We're now products of $500 billion of advertising each year. By the time a child comes to college or grows up through school and is a first-year student in college, they'll have seen thousands of hours of television, on average 4 hours and some minutes per day. And as a result, as one study showed, they could identify 1,000 corporate logos, but fewer than 10 plants and animals native to their own place. And so we become not only consumers, but hugely ignorant of the terms by which we live on the earth.
Some scientists are amazed that in the media debate and in front of Congress we hear about people who I believe in or I don't believe in global warming, as if this were somehow some object of religion as opposed to based in evidence. And scientists look at evidence.
Heading into another weekend, the weather and the climate are making news in more than one region. A terrible drought has already
We do not know how much our climate could or will change in the future.
More than a week of severe flooding has killed at least 72 people in Central and Eastern Europe and Western Russia.
The heaviest recorded rainfall in Indian history has unleashed the worst flooding in living memory.
We do not know how fast change will occur, or even how some of our actions could impact.
In Chicago, the heat is a plague. This morning, they were collecting bodies.
Thousands of firefighters in Southern California are battling a newly formed super wildfire.
The heat is on coast to coast. Even Arizona is having a heat. Tennessee was battered by killer tornadoes.
New Orleans is no longer safe to live in. It is that simple and that stark.
Hell and high water, one and the same again today in a city overwhelmed, under siege, in the grip of unmitigated, unprecedented catastrophe.
Nowhere is that more apparent, of course, than New Orleans, now a city of displaced people, refugees.
20 feet of water from Lake Pontchartrain. Add to that violence, deprivation, desperation, the rising threat of disease.
Could it be that man-made global warming is the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on the American people?
One of the most serious consequences of our actions is global warming, brought about by rising levels of carbon dioxide from the burning of fossil fuels. The danger is that the temperature increase might become self-sustaining, if it has not done so already. Drought and deforestation are reducing the amount of carbon dioxide recycled into the atmosphere, and the warming of the seas may trigger the release of large quantities of CO2 trapped on the ocean floor. In addition, the melting of the Arctic and Antarctic ice sheets will reduce the amount of solar energy reflected back into space, and so increase the temperature further. We don't know where the global warming would stop, but the worst case scenario is that Earth would become like its sister planet, Venus, with a temperature of 250 centigrade, and raining sulfuric acid. The human race could not survive in those conditions.
Cause I need to move, I need to wake up, I need to change, I need to shake up, I need to speak out. Something's got to break up, I've been asleep, and I need to wake up now.
Calgary, pioneira em energia renovável e redução de resíduos, foi nomeada a cidade mais verde do mundo em 2010. Grandes parques eólicos fornecem 75% da provisão de energia elétrica do município e a cidade administra um dos mais avançados centros de tratamento de água do mundo. Por toda a cidade existem edifícios verdes e os índices de reciclagem estão entre os mais altos da América do Norte. Estas medidas ecologicamente corretas melhoram a qualidade de vida e também fazem de Calgary um modelo para outros municípios.
Tem painéis solares no tejadilho, nas portas laterais, no capô e na porta da bagageira. Chama-se Fila e é o novo protótipo de microcarro urbano de 4 lugares construído pelo grupo Fiat. O Fila foi o modelo que mais interesse despertou em Madrid. Tem um motor elétrico de 27 kW, o equivalente a 73 cavalos de potência. Uma autonomia de 220 km, um poder de aceleração dos 0 aos 50 em 6 segundos e pode atingir uma velocidade máxima de 130 km por hora. A sua carroceria é totalmente construída com base em materiais recicláveis. Mais amigo do ambiente é quase impossível.
Peter is smart, he knows its European country by heart. He likes to sit under an apple tree on his yard and wait for an apple to fall. When Peter is 9, his teacher tells him that this planet is dying, that someone needs to put an end to it all. And so when Peter comes home, he tells his mom, I'm going out in the world to save our planet, and I ain't coming back until she's saved. I'll walk my way to see the King and Parliament. If they don't help, I'll do it by myself. I don't wanna be da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Peter is young, he tries to talk but no one listens to him. Everybody's busy living and dying, not thinking about what they're doing. But look at the boy who went out in the world to save our planet, and he ain't coming back until she's saved. but they